Paranormal King Radio Network, bringing you the best paranormal hosts and guests. Bringing you the best paranormal shows and features. Playing the top musical artists from around the world. Paranormal King Radio Network. With the best paranormal hosts and guests. The best in paranormal shows and features. Playing the best musical artists from around the world. Paranormal King Radio Network. The paranormal will never be the same.
There are things in this world of the paranormal that we do not understand, but we try to explain it through methods of science, magic, religion, and historical accounts. What we present to you now is Haunted Salem's Beyond the Grave, where the dead educate the living.
For centuries, people have believed in, feared, and respected the idea that we share our world with ghosts. When we think of ghosts traditionally, our minds typically envision apparitions of the deceased who haunt the living. But there is more than one type of specter found in the variety of accounts we have uncovered. Here, on Beyond the Grave Radio, join us and come learn all about Paranormal 101. Welcome to Beyond the Grave Radio with Haunted Salem, where the dead educate the living, here on the Paranormal King Radio Network. I'm your host, Christina Corsetti, and we have a great show for you tonight. It's titled Paranormal 101. It's all the ghost information you need to know. So I want to thank everyone for being here. Now, to start off at the beginning, first let's discuss the difference between ghosts and spirits. A ghost is someone who has passed on and is stuck between the physical world and the afterlife. They do not cross through the light to go on to the afterlife, but they're stuck around in this nether world for one reason or another. A spirit is a person who has passed on, but has actually gone through the light and into the afterlife. They go through a life review, learning process, and after that they're able to come and go between the afterlife and our physical world. Now, As far as ghosts, there are many times when a person dies suddenly or with unresolved issues so powerful that the person does not fully cross over into the light or complete the journey to their place of origin. These are called earthbound spirits. They, in their energy form, remain on Earth or a material plane of existence. In this condition, earthbound spirits may accidentally attach to a property, a house, or the energy field of a person. When this occurs, the host person can experience influences of the attached earthbound spirit. Thoughts, emotions, addictions, and strong habit patterns, even physical feeling of the earthbound spirit can filter to the host or any of the occupants of the house or building. Now, possible explanations onto why a spirit might remain stuck in the physical realm are confusion caused by sudden death, unfinished business, fear of the unknown, guilt of suicide or addiction problems, to right or wrong, and loved ones not letting go. An apparition is the supernatural appearance of a discarnate, immaterial, bodiless figure, otherwise known as a ghost or spirit, of a person left after the earthly physical form has ceased. Apparitions are considered by ghost investigators to be the least common, rarely seen of all the ghost forms. Some ghost hunters believe apparitions, a see-through human form, to only be the creation of Hollywood cinema. However, given the amount of credible apparition sightings that exist, theater and movie apparitions are most likely derived from real-life accounts. Interesting to note, accounts of animal apparitions have also been reported. When an apparition is sighted, it may be conscious and interactive, or it may be non-reactive and appear almost like an animation of a person reliving an event, sometimes over and over. It is commonly believed that this type of ghost is left over as an energy imprint upon the environment, which is the cause being unknown. When viewed, an apparition may be full-bodied, half-bodied, which is the lower or upper torso typically, a limb or a head. Some apparitions are reported to be transparent, while some are reportedly solid in appearance. This type of ghost has been seen fading in and out, appearing and disappearing before witnesses. Some of the best eyewitnesses' testimonies that validate the existence of apparitions are when multiple accounts of the same ghost are seen and the descriptions match one another. It is worthy to note that if an apparition appears before multiple people and only one person can see it, it is likely that such a manifestation could be mentally produced as an illusion or imaginative vision. Now, there are 4 classifications of an apparition. You have the partial, which shows up incompletely, having no legs, for example. Invisible, these are to the naked eye but will show up on film when photographed. Visible, these are visible to the naked eye, usually transparent in nature. And solid, which appear very solid. Witnesses commonly mistake them for real people until they disappear before their eyes. Now, in addition to these types of apparition, there's also each class. Type 1 is historical. They typically, of haunting older buildings and appear in solid forms, act in natural. Type 2 is recurring. Ghosts that occur in regular cycles over a period of time. 3 is modern, spirit of present-day ghosts that are relatively new-looking and sounding like modern people. And 4 is the crisis and family apparition. Now, the crisis apparition, in which instead of being stuck to a single place, crisis apparitions occur to particular people. Both the witness and time is crucial, while this place is immaterial. A crisis apparition is usually someone known to the witness, unlike other hauntings. They appear at the time of crisis in the life of a person, appearing a life-threatening incident, or at the time of death itself. Given the striking difference between crisis apparitions and more generally hauntings, is there any reason to think the two have the same explanation? The only real link is that both are ghosts. However, the concept of a ghost is an artificial one. Just because we humans call all apparitions ghosts, it does not follow that they are the same. It is the only idea that all ghosts are spirits that make us link crisis apparitions to other types of hauntings. Once you put that idea aside, if only for the sake of argument, it is clear that there may be completely different mechanism behind crisis apparitions, maybe coincidence, perhaps even telepathy. Now, beliefs in a family ghost are quite remarkable. Not so much people believe in spirits who live with them, but the stories behind ghosts that seem attached to families can be quite interesting. We have found that many families have ghosts in their closets, so to speak, and how they make their presence known to the living differs quite a bit. Family ghosts may best be defined as spirits of deceased humans, as well as animals that remain around certain families for the particular function. Although the stories of such ghosts abound, the reasons behind ghosts being linked to families do vary. You might imagine having a ghost of your Aunt Helen or Grandpa Charlie who still cares for the family in his or her own way, in a sense acting as an angel or guardian over the family, and the ways they might find to interact with the living is fascinating. Some common family ghost traits are family ghosts interact with their person of interest, being protective, even nosy. Some ghosts of families even warn of impending catastrophes, even death. Their appearances being seen by different family members at different times demonstrates that such guardian ghosts quietly watch over daily events. But how could they know of future events? Maybe ghosts who are aware of things to come might not be ghosts but enlightened spirits. Shadow people are dark human shape typically seen moving at night and the most common form of ghost that people witness. Shadow people often flee in the presence of people in physical bodies, especially if they realize they have been detected and are often viewed out of the corner of one's eye vision. Shadow people are also known as dark shadows or shadow ghosts and probably are the most misunderstood of ghost entities. Shadow is an indication of spiritual condition. It is the absence of light. Light in spiritual denotes truth, and darkness would indicate a lack of knowing or fear. In other words, shadow people are disembodied humans who are lost, having not gone forward in life's journey by refusing to go towards the light that will carry them fully until the next realm after death of the physical body. Missing this transition, ghosts remain here with those of us on Earth in a temporary state of limbo, so to speak. Shadow ghosts are not devils, demons, or aliens, as some want to theorize, but people, and how they look to us is mostly likely due to two factors: their inner condition, which is the state of the soul, and how we're able to perceive them in the visible spectrum. Because we fear darkness, many of us have come to believe that shadow people have ill intentions and thus are evil. However, most shadow people are not negative in nature and are simply lost and in need of guidance to understand their condition. Shadow people have been recorded in video as both adults and children, male and female, but often as people reliving their former lives, being trapped by the mind and remaining as earthbound spirits. Now, there are different types of shadow people, such as the human-shaped shadow people. This type of shadow person is self-explanatory and the most common seen by witnesses. The only difference in description might be due to how well the ghost has become visible, coupled with the mental condition of the disembodied person. Shadow ghosts have been described as sometimes missing facial features, details of clothing, hair, or outer extremities such as hands, feet, and so forth. The shadowed mask can be transparent, but has also been described as dark, black static. Shadow people are often thought to be male in appearance. Although children and women have been described in accounts, shadow people move quickly, are able to disappear into walls, through doors, and so forth. Many people claim to be able to see shadow people easier through peripheral vision, especially when the shadow is moving, often causing witnesses to feel like they are being watched. Many times, shadow people are just afraid as those who see them. It is common for them to run and hide. There are some ill-willed specters who attack while in shadow form, sometimes while we are in bed. Now, another type of shadow person is the black mist, dark ectoplasm, and moving shadows. This is one of the most common of shadow people sightings. Many times a shadow person may not keep their shape when moving fast or be seen by dark mist before becoming fully visible. They are intelligent and tend to frighten people who cannot readily identify them as a human form. Next, we have the animal-shaped shadow ghosts. Sometimes animals are seen as apparitions or in shadow form. It is more common to see smaller animals as lower to the ground, moving shadows. Eyewitness accounts of shadow animals are less common than sightings of shadow people. The other type is it's just another type of shadow person. It is not uncommon for people to see a shadow ghost peeping from around the corner. Shadow people typically prefer to cover of darkness. This is likely because they can remain more covert, blending in with the shadows. The ghosts of children are smaller and often tend to be more playful. Both adults and child will sometimes peer around corners or from behind objects to see if the coast is clear to move about. Shadow ghosts have also been seen wearing hats. It is not uncommon for people who are disembodied to still mentally project their image wearing clothing. Apparitions of people attest to this fact, as sightings of see-through ghosts are often described wearing clothes or period dress from their era. Many people believe the Hat Man type of person to be something otherworldly, but their traits seem to be human. Other strange anomalies associated with shadow ghosts tend to be disturbing to people. Red eyes or horns, for example, make this type of shadow ghost seem demonic in appearance. Our investigations and experiences with such entities reveal them to be ghosts very capable of altering appearances in order and deceive and frighten victims. Just like there are people who frighten us here in the physical world, there are ghosts of people who choose to exhibit the same behavior after the body has expired. Now, there are 8 types classifications of ghosts. First, ghost of living, seeing phantoms of living people who have not died, or a doppelganger that seems to suggest that some ghosts might be mental projections. Second, we have time slips, an experience where the witness seemingly steps back into a foregone time, interacting with people and in the environment. Third, we have haunted inanimate objects, unexplained supernatural behavior such as movement of objects that are not alive. Fourth, crisis apparitions, seeing recently departed loved ones, often hallucinations and a common part of the grieving process. 5, mental imprint manifestations, energy imprinted on the environment from past events. 6, historical ghosts, traditional ghosts, people or animals who have died whose souls interact with those of us who are alive. 7, poltergeists, noisy ghosts whose origin still remains a mystery in many cases. And 8, elementals, thought to be primitive entities, ghosts that are often connected to places of burial. The 6 types of haunting activities are residual haunting activity, in which can occur when something traumatic or stressful happens, such as a murder or a rape. Negative energy is literally blasted into the atmosphere, causing the atmosphere to imprint or record the events. Like a recording tape, it will play the events over and over again. The entities involved in this residual haunting activity are unaware of their surroundings. This is not an intelligent haunting. There is no interaction between you and the entity. Residual haunting activity can be also caused by positive energy blasted into the atmosphere. Many times you have heard ghost stories where people can hear the sounds of a party. They hear music, singing, dancing, and laughter, and when they enter the room where they hear the party, there is no one there. Residual haunting activity can be specters of living beings. Demons. Well, actually, next we have poltergeist activity, which is usually caused by an adolescent teenage girl going through puberty stages. During this stage of development, a young girl can harbor an extreme amount of inner energy. The energy can be projected with the mind, which can cause tapping sounds, the movement of objects, lights flickering on and off. Poltergeist activity usually originates from a human being. Then we have demons, which are entities that never had a mortal human form. If you believe that God and his angels are from the heavens that would make them extraterrestrial, If Satan and one-third of the angels rebelled against God's kingdom, then Satan and one-third of the angels that become demons are also extraterrestrial. That is why they never had mortal human form. Energy can be converted into matter and matter into energy. Demons are pure energy entities. They are described in three different ways. As angelic, a being of beauty that will manipulate the person to commit something that is sinful or out of the ordinary. Horrific, evil looking. Some people claim that they have demons that are incredibly hideous to look at. I believe demons do this for a scare effect. They know what we fear, and this is not their true appearance. And third, black mists, black fog, black shadows, and black smoke. Most demonic hauntings, the occupants claim to be followed by black mist or black fog. Demons can travel from San Francisco to Hong Kong in a blink of an eye. The demon's main purpose is to cause chaos and havoc upon mankind. Demons are deceivers and manipulate our society towards social upheaval. Demons seek out our destruction. Demons cause cases are extremely rare. To handle demonic cases, it is essential that a blessing of the purest kind is conducted on the person or home. Consult your clergyman, priest, or demonologist. Now we have intelligent interactive activity. As matters beings, we are all energy being on a quantum level. We are all made up of atoms and neutrons. As matter, energy beings, we have intelligence. While we live, we have energy aura that surrounds our living bodies. This aura is created by millions of electrical currents that are created through our bodies. Our brains create brainwaves, a form of pure energy that is transmitted our thoughts, what we see, and what we feel. When our mortal form dies, the aura that consistently surrounds our body leaves our bodies. We lose 6 ounces on the instance of death. What is 6 ounces? Perhaps it's an energy leaving our body, our soul. This energy, the aura, or you may call it your soul, is carrying the information of what we used to be. If it can do this, then why couldn't it also carry our intelligence? If it can carry our former intelligence of our previous life, then it should be able to interact with us intelligently. When we see this aura, we call it a ghost. If this ghost is able to interact with us, is aware of us, can touch us, can communicate with us, then this is an intelligent interactive haunting. Then we have the doppelganger haunting activity, which is considered the evil twin, the harbinger of misfortune, the omen of death. In most cases, the victim of this haunting activity is in danger with her immediate surroundings. Her family, or in some cases the victim themselves, are in great danger of illness or death. We have ill-behaved ghosts, which are negative entities. Most ghosts are not negative or ill-willed, though entities with not-so-good intentions do exist. Through listening to personal experiences from those who have been attacked or bothered by negative entities, we have taken note of similarities and wish to share what I know, as well as what we are doing out in the field during investigations. What I mean by negative entity is a spirit that is not nice to people. In the paranormal world, many ghost investigators are too quick to assume that a negative spirit is a demon. During our investigations, we have found that such spirits are simply human earthbound spirits, typically manifesting as shadow ghosts or dark shadows. We use the term dark shadows to describe negative entities because their inner condition often matches their outer appearance, though their shape may differ from one account to another. Most typically, shadows that move are human in shape, but can change to become larger, smaller, or even to be seen as a big, enormous blob. Still, no matter the shape, I am finding such negative entities to be ill-willed human spirits. Negative entities seem to be able to change their shape, size, as well as appearance. Occasionally, some witnessed negative shadow ghosts have seen red eyes. Sometimes witnesses have described seeing a dark human form morph into a frightening horned entity or having a skull-looking face. Shadow ghosts that appear to be demonic have also been seen making their presence very large to appear more menacing, maybe floating in the air or on the ceiling. When we hear these accounts and apply them to personal investigative experiences, we are finding that negative human spirits seem to have a better grasp of who they are and what they're doing. In other words, these ghosts know that they are earthbound spirits, understand enough to be able to alter their appearance, and at times they purposely seek out those in the flesh to taunt, torment, abuse, attach to, or influence. It would seem that the more they haunt their fearful victims, the more they're able to become adept through practice as doing such things. In dealing with negative entities, it is most important to understand that they are simply spirits of humans with bad dispositions and possibly ill intentions. They are not demons or devils. The source of any negative energy power is through invoking fear into their victims. If successful, fear will allow a negative entity to gain control over the mind of the person whom they seek to attach or influence. Unfortunately, most people fear what they do not understand, so it's easy for a negative ghost to find fearful victims. Yet, we have had success conducting spirit rescue through working to make negative ghosts understand that there is hope. If we were to look at human beings in general, we should understand that people who attach or attack others do so due to low self-esteem. Attack is rooted in fear and is a way of seemingly elevate one's position of standing within their own mind. Well, let's talk a little about spirit rescue. Spirit rescue is about helping a hurting person on the other side, no matter how detestable they may seem to us. All people deep inside want to be loved, not hurting or lacking, and wish to be accepted by others, for we are social creatures. We have found that a majority of people who have remained here as earthbound spirits are afraid of what they do not understand, especially what happens next in their life journey. Ghosts find themselves comfortable with the earthly plane, yet, by remaining behind, are focused on the past through seemingly interacting in the present. Explain to the negative entity or any ghost that by staying here, they are missing loved ones who want to be with them, and they needlessly suffer by not having inner peace achieved by letting go of the past. This is the key to rescuing spirits successfully. Remember, most ghosts, including dark shadows, do not have bad intentions, but all ghosts need to be understood as being human spirits who are lost and in need of getting home. Helping the lost is what we should be seeking to do. Some spirits may not be willing to receive assistance, but we have nothing to lose in trying to heal every broken soul. Now, evil spirits seek to control others. They are ghosts of people who are often negative in their physical life as well. People are all different. We both negative and positive people in and out of fleshy bodies. A negative spirit person is controlling, just like most negative people in human bodies. Think about manipulative people who are selfish. Often they are type A personality, meaning they can be impatient, competitive, aggressive, controlling, incapable of relaxing, and often hostile. Evil spirits seek to control and manipulate people. It does not matter whether the person they wish to control has a body or not. Ghosts such as these often know who they are and what they adapt at messing with people's minds. Their influence can be as simple as using negative thoughts to bring people to think incorrectly about themselves or others. Other times, they might try controlling the thoughts of others to a great extreme. This is known as attachment or ghost possession. During cases of ghost possession, it is not uncommon for the possessed to have more than one earthbound spirit attached to them. Guess who controls not only the possessed but other ghosts? Our type A negative spirit is in charge of the possessed person's mind and the other ghosts who may have brought along with them. Like sheep, afraid of their shepherd, the other ghost will not try and move as long as he keeps them there. Often, after the controlling spirit is removed, the other negative spirits leave quite easily, sometimes on their own. So evil spirits are capable of controlling other people no matter what manner they are. Many spirits that choose to be evil do so to have a good time, having often been former victims of human abuse. Their behavior is sort of a retaliation upon the human race. In general, a way to punish others for the injustices that the lost spirit has suffered. Evil spirits do indeed understand that they are spirits of humans, what many call ghosts. Knowing who and where they are, they practice to improve their skills on manipulating others in the physical environment. Many people want to call such knowledgeable spirits demons, but this will just cause the ghost to be more determined to use a person's own fear against them. It is better to call them out onto the carpet by letting ghosts know that you know what they're up to. Often, when ghosts know the game is up, they lose some fight in them, become more willing to listen to the person who desires to help them. Ghosts choose not to move onto the life journey, ultimately due to fear. It may be fear of punishment, fear of ridicule, fear of having to let a parent or sibling down. Such spirits that choose to behave badly believe that they're getting away with their crimes against humanity, but know deep down there'll come a time when it must end. So we're going to go into our first break, and when we get back, we'll talk about ball lightning and ghosts. Welcome back to Beyond the Grave Radio, where the dead educate the living, here on the Paranormal King Radio Network. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Christina Corsetti, and we're talking all about the paranormal. So, right before the break, we were discussing, we're going to be talking about ball lightning and ghosts. There are different types of ghost luminaries, namely orbs and ghost lights, that we've explored in the past. But we've not yet looked at the phenomenon known as ball lightning. Knowing that scientific experiments have proven that luminous balls of plasma are definitely something that exists within nature, there are still debates as to whether or not such lights are paranormal or simply a normal and natural occurrence. It is no difference for ball lightning. Ball lightning is witnessed less frequently other than other types of ghost lights, and is not yet understood through laboratory experiments have been able to reproduce similar looking lightning balls. Reports of these mysterious light anomalies have been reported for hundreds of years or more. Ball lightning is typically, but not always, attributed to thunderstorms and can remain visible for seconds. The size of these balls of lightning can vary. They have been reported as small as a pea, sometimes other times larger than 6 feet in diameter. Ball lightning can hiss, spin around, and bounce off objects. What makes ball lightning different from other typical ghost light sightings are the reports of people being injured, burned, or even killed. Sometimes when encountering them, buildings have been purposely destroyed by these balls of lightning if they explode. Those who have witnessed these explosions have told of a sharp report combined with a mild to powerful electrical shock to their body. Ball lightning may move any direction, up or down, sideways, around objects, or straight through them. This has caused some to believe that they may have some sort of intelligence at times. They may also disappear as quickly as they appeared, gradually disappearing like a ghost, popping or exploding violently. That brings us to what is a ghost light. Well, ghost lights, also known as spook lights, earth lights, and will-o'-the-wisps, are luminous balls of light seen moving about in nature. Primarily seen outdoors, sightings of ghost lights have been reported all over the world: United States, Mexico, Norway, Australia, and are likely caused, by many cases, by natural, explainable occurrences. Ghost lights are not the typical orb people photograph with cameras. When photographed, they're usually sighted at a greater distance from the viewer because of being outside. A ghost light can be witnessed in various colors, shapes, and sizes, and are almost always seen at night. Often, a ghost light is described as being orange in hue. Some locations seem to be able to produce ghost light phenomenon more than others, but this has also allowed their study in recent decades. It has also pointed investigators to look towards what makes such environments unique and be able to produce this type of ghost light. Legends exist around the globe that ghost lights are the spirits of the departed, while others describe them as UFOs due to their ability to move. Ghost lights, by the way, have been reported moving at various speeds, from barely moving to being extremely quick. Although there are many theories surrounding ghost lights, it is likely that there's several explanations. Some ghost lights, as the will-o'-the-wisp seen over bogs, act more like fireballs, which are likely phosphine or methane gas emissions visible at night. Other types of ghost light, especially those that are luminous, are electrical discharge visible as glowing balls of plasma. Now let's focus on orbs. Orbs have odd people since being witnessed, usually at night, in the natural environment. Orbs are transparent balls of light commonly found in photos, but can also be seen with the naked eye if light emitting plasma. These light balls appear in a variety of different shapes, sizes, and colors. They have been captured outdoors, indoors, in churches, schools, businesses, homes, construction sites, burial grounds, and more. Videos of orbs are quite common, showing light anomalies moving around across the frame. They appear as circular lights, either floating or moving, and sometimes traveling at a high rate of speed. Orbs are also known as ghost orbs or spirit orbs, and are often thought to be the souls of people. Most orb images, however, are caused by the camera flash light of some sort, reflecting off something such as the glass, mirror, metal walls, dust, pollen, lint, moisture, snow, air, or even insects. The rise in the orb phenomenon became especially prominent with the increased use of digital cameras. Digital cameras capture a higher amount of dust orbs in the photos than others do. Film cameras that typically have protruding lenses or flash unit that is further away. With pocket digital cameras, the placement of the flash in the camera lens allows dust and other particles to be more easily illuminated. Consequently, some orbs and photos are easily proven to be dust, especially when spokes radiating from the center are apparent, being the source of the light reflection. Not surprisingly, orbs have been seen with psychics and mediums while they work. Sometimes the orbs are said to be within or emanating from the auras. It is also claimed that any spiritual ritual, such as prayer, worship, or healing services, can bring forth spirit orbs and photographs. Accordingly, some have asked if orbs could be an indication of the presence of enlightened spirits or if orbs could be halos. While orbs have been reported above fields with crop circles, at funerals, births, death scenes, religious services, and around every facet of everyday life. Interestingly enough, orbs have been followed and even played with by animals, such as cats and dogs. Cats can seem to be particularly adept to seeing orbs, and some people claim that animal friends who visit from the other side are occasionally seen as orbs. It is very intriguing that people are finding faces in orbs. At first, one might think this to be silly, but some of the orbs we have received with facial features are astounding. Orbs have been captured with both human faces and animal faces in them as well. If that wasn't mind-blowing enough, people also shared photos with multiple faces, even crowds of people within the orbs that were photographed. And what's even more amazing are the orbs that we have seen that contain buildings within them. This has led some to believe that orbs may be some sort of time warp. With orbs being explored even deeper, we're sure to see some other amazing things. Now, let's discuss dark spirits to attach or possess. Some dark spirits can be very negative and troublesome, however, but so can people who live in our worlds and have bodies. One need only read the local news for a recount of daily troubles. From the accounts we have uncovered, we tend to think that some ghosts have learned that they can co-inhibit another person's body, or at least influence their behavior in some fashion. This is commonly referred to as spirit possession, but should be better termed as ghost possession. If it makes you feel better, some investigators of the paranormal will call it attachment. No matter what you label this phenomenon, it is not demon possession as some might have you believe. Think about it as being unseen influences from others who are with us. When you went to school, you were surrounded by classmates and many teachers, perhaps. Each one of them had the ability to impact your life, your perspective in some way. The idea of spirit influence is not dissimilar in concept. Why or how does ghost possession happen? Ghosts have been found to possess people for many reasons. By accident, to assist the one whom they possessed, to continue experience physical life, to experience former physical addictions, due to strong attachment to earthly possessions of loved ones, from trauma, not even understanding that they have died because they in fact are still alive, and to menace or harm another person for revenge or just to have fun of it. Like we discussed earlier between the difference of ghosts and spirits, everything to this point has all been ghost related. Now we will discuss the spirit related side of the spectrum. Spirits are human in nature, but not bound to the physical world or in the state of suffering like ghosts. They may have been in the body prior, but have moved beyond the physical form, seeing life from a higher perspective. Often, spirits watch over and communicate with those who dwell on earth, moving freely between realms. We can make spirit contact if we were aware of their presence and know how to tune in. The term soul group is a phrase used to describe the collection of spirits that are with all people. Each soul or person has a soul group of which they are part. The term soul group is a phrase used to describe the collection of spirits that are with all people. Each soul or person has a group spirit. Now, everyone on Earth is part of a group, a soul group, and is here, incarnated with physical bodies for learning more about themselves. People are here to learn different lessons. Pre-incarnation. A soul group may consist of people who are going to incarnate and those who will remain behind the veil to assist, such as spirit guides or angels. During incarnation, a soul group will include all members of the group on both sides of the veil. Spirit guides of one group soul may work with other spirit guides from other group souls to facilitate learning. People on the other side of the grave who were incarnated in past who are trying to reach the ghost, spirit guides who did not incarnate with the ghost and are trying to reach the ghost. Both are trying to make contact to bring the lost soul back from the earth trauma. Speaking to spirit guides, everyone has benevolent spirits with them, those whom we will call spirit guides. Spirit guides communicate with the living, though we are not aware of their presence or influence of our lives. Spirit guides have a voice within us and can be recognized best through the practice of meditation. These loving spirits speak deep inside us, communicating with our true person. We often will have more than one guide in our life for different purposes. Teaching differ, and so the teachers who teach. What speaks to one person may not help another, so the tools and the teachers vary according to what is required to get through to each individual. Spirit guides can also assist by helping to define direction. When a fork in the road is come upon, a person must make a decision as to which path to choose. Spirit guides will gently nudge us, but never make the decision for us. They are with us to shed light upon our situation, not live our lives for us. Yet they learn from our choices and life experiences. When we are blessed, so are they. All the spirit is working to grow and evaluate as a whole. It is a team effort for what affects the entire energy. Spirit guides are as human as we are, but simply without physical bodies. They have lessons to learn in their evaluation. As well, spirit guides have their own personality and uniqueness, just like all of us. Enlightened spirits can also approach us in whatever manner or form they will help us accept their existence. If they need to appear as something we believe in, then they will do so. Spirit guides can appear as strangers or even be interpreted as being God speaking to us. It is all for the greater good. Spirits who speak to us do so in order to aid our mind. The mind of mankind in general is focused on external, temporal things, causing all of us to forget we are external spirit. Spirit guides help us to refocus our lives on truth, understanding who we are from a much higher perspective. Sometimes a particular guide, a spirit guide, may no longer be needed as our teacher when the lessons we have learned by us. This just simply means a new teacher in spirit will come to guide us through our next lesson. Spirit guides can often be seen by children and may be interpreted as imaginary friends or playmates. Over time, such children may lose their ability to see these spirits due to the conditioning of the mind to the physical environment. Spirit guides can bring messages to us through thought and through mental imagery. Dreams and visions may be used by spirits to speak to us. Other times, messages might be heard through an audio voice. Whatever helpful manner of communication is required to reach a person may be used by guided spirits. Some people find it easy to comprehend their guides, while others struggle to believe in their existence. Each person needs to work to discern the voice of spirit, for everyone receives differently. Spiritual experiences are just that, experiences with spirit. Many believe that there are 3 types of spirit guides. The first, relative friend guide, a person who knew us in this lifetime, either being a relative or friend who aids our daily life, also greeting us when it comes time to transition from the world to the next. Next, our spirit guide, a spiritual teacher or messenger like an angel, who may have known before incarnating into the spirit world. This person in spirit helps us learn spiritual lessons through our life experiences. And third, our master guide, one who is with us in spirit from birth, though to our physical passing. This guide most likely helps us with our life path, giving direction, protection, and guidance, much like beliefs in guardian angels. Many people hold beliefs in angels, and those beliefs can vary, from mysterious visitors to huge winged beings of light. The, world, the word angel in the original Hebrew and Greek languages means messenger. An angel is a spirit that brings a message. However, you and I are spirits, and we bring message to one another. With that definition, let us first consider that an angel could be anyone who brings a message to another person or persons, no matter which side of the grave. People in spirit who are watching over, communicating, and observing us, we are not alone. Often we think of angels or enlightened spirits as higher, advanced beings who are close to perfect and not needing anything from us imperfect humans. It is not possible for a person in spirit to appear with wings, bright light, or even a halo. Maybe spirits can appear to people however they desire. We like to think that beings are not limited by what they can do or cannot do, especially if the mind is open to create. The point we're trying to make is that the biblical angels who interact with people are described as people in spirit who either assist us or learn from us, just like we might learn from them when they choose to interact with us. And we are compelled to think that their veiled observation of humanity has meaning and importance. To us, it's an indicator that no one ever stops learning and maturing. After all, we could possibly find ourselves as angelic messengers and observers who in some fashion live vigorously through the lives of mankind. Archangels are chief messengers who are the primary messengers between God and mankind. Scribes are angels who record all the deeds of mankind. The value of this life journey, perhaps for all of us, is to experience and learn deep down we are loved and we are one, bound to all. When we fall short of walking in this knowledge, we suffer from the disconnection we feel and some of the ill-advised choices we make. When we fail, we have lost sight of who we truly are and the inseparable connection to everyone and everything deep inside of us. Our life experiences reveal the truth we need to remember, for there cannot be shadow without light, and shadow reveals just how bright the light truly is. Those who watch us are able to see from perspective higher than we are able to see, but they also need our experiences to be their own. Our lives act as mirrors to the visitors in the heavens. After all, we are connected in one, learning and growing together as one great spirit, or life energy. What happens to a part of us happens to us all. We suppose you could say we are one with the angels. Now, let's talk a little bit about angel messages. People are awakening to the existence of ghosts, angels, spirits, in a world that interacted with them. Beyond what their eye and other sense could detect, angel messages are something wonderful that came from us from that era of spirituality, consciousness. The idea of messages from angels is not new. People receive messages from angels every day around the world, and some may not be aware. The word angel means messenger, and we can find many examples of this interaction with biblical accounts. Angels that are human in appearance but with higher knowledge. With this idea in mind, the angel message will reveal perhaps a greater dimension of the workings with what we may call heaven, hell, angels, and more. These are angel messages to be considered the truth, the final statement about mankind, God, angels, and the afterlife. Keep in mind, they contain truths. It is up to the reader to discern and allow the messages to speak to him or her. Each path is individual, and there is always something to each of us looking to comprehend. These angelic messages are not the final word of mankind's fate, but do contain some fantastic revelations of consideration. Many wonder about angels and dreams, especially after having a dream where a messenger who is often perceived afterwards to be an angel appears. The message bearer in the dream is sometimes recognized, noticed by the dreamer, but typically is an unknown entity. Occasionally, angels in dreams are immediately recognized or interpreted as being angelic due to memorable experiences of bright light, warmth, peace, and intense love. Angels in dreams, however, may not easily be as angelic, especially when their appearance is in human form, such as man, woman, child, a deceased friend or relative. People often believe angels must have wings and halos, popular artistic renderings. It is important to understand that angels can appear within our dreams in any form imaginable and always bring a message of some sort. You may be surprised to know that many people believe they had angel encounters within their dreams. Although angels in dreams may imply that entities come and speak to us, it is also possible that we're able to produce the entity within our minds in order to speak to ourselves. Perhaps we feel the need to communicate to ourselves or each other during times of sleep. Sometimes the core of our being is crying out, telling us to listen, but we have closed our heart off. This is especially true when we're too externally focused on daily events taking place around us. We get caught up in the busy thoughts and lose ourselves in mental constructs. Yet within us is the heart of our existence, a truly loving guide through life. For your core is who you really are. Often we lose sight of our true self and need a messenger to speak to us. What messengers may be another spirit or even our higher consciousness working to awaken us to the path of truth. During our dreams, when an angel visits, the message may be delivered to a recipient verbally, telepathically, or visually. Verbal angel messages. The angel speaks to the dreamers orally. Telepathic angel messages. The angel may not speak to the dreamer at all. The message comes to the recipient as knowing or enlightenment. And visual angelic messages. The dreamer will see scenes unfold that tell what is occurring in the present, past, or future. Now, on the other side, we have demons. Demons are not of spirit of dead men or of some pre-animate race, as some argue, for the spirits of human dead are not free to roam, but are confined and under punishment. Demons are fallen angels, who are now irredeemably corrupted. Demons are set in their ways and have no opportunity for redemption. These evil angels are morally corrupted spirits who are rebelling against God. Demons are considered more magical. Eventually, they were able to walk through walls and terrorize individuals as they please, usually through demonic possession. The belief in demons and demonic possession have been around for thousands of centuries, although they have differed greatly in terms of definition and behavior of these supernatural beings. A demonic haunting is a haunting by a non-human entity. It can be very dramatic, even violent. Demonic hauntings often start out with subtle and relatively simple paranormal activity, then quickly increase to stronger activity. Most often affects people or families that are already under great personal stress from conditions such as alcohol or drug use, psychological or emotional problems, family or marital problems. It is believed that the non-human entity takes advantage of people in such weakened psychological and emotional condition. Persons who believe them and or their families are the subject of a demonic haunting should immediately seek both professional, paranormal assistance and counseling for help. Steering away from angels and demons, let's talk about vortexes. Now, the vortex is a supernatural phenomenon that an average person in the field of the paranormal may not have heard of, and understandably so, as the vortex is a strange being indeed. It is unobservable to the normal human eye, usually knowing its presence only in picture stills. The vortex is long, usually in the shape of a cigar or a metal rod, and contains a thread-like design, making them appear almost like a turning screw in midair. Vortexes make themselves known through temperature, making the immediate area they occupy cold. The vortex can be mistaken as often as a common orb, as they both travel in similar trajectories. Excuse me. Now, the vortex is more of an indoor phenomenon, and like other types of paranormal objects, are usually attached to larger scale hauntings. Since they seem to solely exist within the confines of home, there is a theory that made previous residents of the property. They may actually be vehicles of other spirits to piggyback on as they travel beyond their dimensional and ours. I'm laughing because my dog over here is licking my arm. It just tickles. Anyway, being an animal lover, let's talk about animal ghosts. Animals are some of the most beloved members of family units, but somehow, after the pets pass on, their spirits get neglected. Professional ghost hunters rarely seek out these nimble ghosts, opting instead for the sexier shadow people and poltergeists. Animal ghosts have been reported in many cases, yet they are overlooked. The infamous Bell witching haunting, which plagued the family of John William Bell in the early 1800s, has report of animal ghosts such as phantom birds, ow, and vanishing dogs. Um, Although, in the case of these hauntings, the animal ghosts are just more mere accessories to their more heavyweight phantoms. Animal ghosts make their presence felt not just like manifestations, but also sound and smell. It is not unusual for a person to experience a haunting, which includes animal ghosts, to hear pitter patter or the invisible animal whimpering, panting, and scratching on the walls and doors. Now we're going to go into our second break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the incubus and the succubus. Welcome back to Beyond the Grave Radio with the Dead Educate the Living here on the Paranormal King Radio Network. We're going to be discussing incubus and succubus ghosts. Some people have reported being harassed or even sexually abused. Ghosts of people who have sexual addictions and remain earthbound have been reported to make continued attempts to feed their sexual appetite even without body. In lore, a male ghost that is sexually perverse is known as an incubus, and a sexually perverse female ghost is called a succubus. Ancient Arabian mythology has long reported the existence of both succubus and incubus ghosts, but have typically called them demons due to their dark and evil intentions. Likely due to the influence of region, succubi and incubi are not labeled disembodied humans, but as demons pretending to be human. It's a big difference. Medieval Christian lore promoted a similar legend, especially the idea of female succubus demons tempting monks to have sexual relations, or that succubi attempt to lie on women at night in an effort to spawn more demons. Most of these latter mythological interpretations, seem to have been created during medieval times and have evolved since to other modern day interpretations of the incubus and succubus. Still today, the creation of modern day demonologists that works with paranormal investigators have further promoted ideas of demonic and devilish succubus and incubus attacks. Buddhists teach that after death of the earthly body, some people are still driven by greed, lust, and various desires that haunt them. Such appetites never leave the ghost feeling satisfied as they remain ever hungry until they're able to find freedom from the addictive behavior. It has been long reported that various addictions will cause a person to become a ghost, due to the person's preferring to remain earthbound upon death of the physical body so that he or she may continue that preferred lust. Psychics have reported alcoholic ghosts hanging around bars and other places to experience the high, though another person drinking in the establishment. The ghost may try and attach to the person or possess the body if possible to experience the high with the host. During the possession, the co-inhibiting ghost will seek to become dominant over the host body. Witnesses to ghost possession have been a striking personality change, along with changes in behavior unfamiliar to the victim's friends and relatives. Sexual gratification is only one type of addiction a ghost may attempt to seek out, though used of another person, drug and alcohol abuse come to mind. The ghost of a sexual addicted or sexually perverse person may seek to observe people when unclothed or during sex, or go to a step further to touch or have a sexual encounter with these physical bodies. Attempts for gratification do not have to occur during sleep, before sleep, or even through possession attachment. Some people have reported being touched inappropriately by someone invisible at all times of the day. Ghosts with ill intent should not be left to chase their lusts. If possible, succubi and incubi should be stopped as so to protect others from their assaults. This may require an experienced psychic medium who can help ghosts move beyond this world towards light and healing. Exploring sleep paralysis. All of us at times have awakened from sleep to find our bodies strangely paralyzed, unable to move through our minds we're alert. Sleep paralysis can be experienced as we transition between being asleep and fully awake. Although it might be frightening, the effect usually wears off after a few minutes. It is during these transitional dream awake states that people often report seeing ghosts or people at the end of their bed. It is also a time when one might be more in tune with the spirit world, as many spirit visitations are reported to occur after we're quiet our minds from our daily earthly busyness environment. During rest, there is something lucid, yet something different in our connection to the physical world. Perhaps sleep transition forces are domineering left brain to let go of its firm grasp the external world, allowing our sensitive, submissive right brain to tune in and interpret things unseen. Occasionally, during the period of falling asleep, the strange occurrences have been reported. A hypnagogic sensation can be a dream-like experience, seem quite real. The participant is still conscious, rational, and aware while transpiring into a dream state. This causes a mixture of the conscious and sleep states. Science today considers such encounters to only be hallucinations manufactured by the human brain. Sometimes during these strange sensations, people have interacted with one or more spirit visitors, which are sometimes perceived as being malevolent presence. This pending sense of doom and evil, while overcome with sleep paralysis, leaves the person essentially trapped and extremely frightened. Reports describe witnesses feeling a pressure or weight on their chest or back, with a sensation of not being able to breathe, as if someone were sitting on them. Scientists would tell us that the intense fear may be caused from the experience itself with the spirit visitors, being panic induced phantoms the mind creates while still in the dreamlike phase. Strangely, the people have also heard footsteps, voices, and other noises, and may see lights, shadows, and people moving about the room. A floating sensation and/or vibration similar to what's during the out-of-the-body experience may also occur. These people have also claimed alien abduction, extrasensory perception, telepathy, um, prophetic visions, apparitions during what they claim to be lucid dreaming state. At this point, we have discussed and covered a lot of material. We do have a list of short answered questions what are often asked to us, and since this is Paranormal 101, why not do some clarifying? Excuse me. Well, can ghosts attack you? Yes, there have been many reports of ghosts pushing and scratching victims, so it's really a good idea not to provoke a ton of ghosts. Can a ghost cross water? Yes, why not? Ghosts are not only limited by their own mental boundaries. If we can cross water, so can phantasms. Legends of ghosts being unable to cross water appear to be just folklore. Interesting, some investigators have reported that flowing water over rock, such as quartz or magnetite, seems to produce or enhance ghost phenomena. Can ghosts cause nightmares? Yes. Ghosts can haunt us in our dreams. Sometimes these ghost stories are nightmares. Can ghosts come out during the day? Absolutely. Hauntings can occur at any hour of the day. Some ghosts do prefer the cover of darkness, but not always. There are no rules that say ghosts cannot come out during the day. Can ghosts come into our dreams? Yes, we have had several accounts of ghosts haunting them. Can ghosts die? No. Ghosts and spirits are what considered to be the dead, the manifestation of the energy or soul of a person that lives on. In the afterlife, there is no death, dying, or loss. So no, ghosts cannot die. Can ghosts drain your energy? Yes. Many have reported being sick or remaining drained in their homes where ghosts are said to reside. Ghosts can drain your energy. Can ghosts drain a phone battery? Absolutely. Ghosts are often blamed for draining the energy out of batteries, especially during paranormal investigations. If true, then it would make sense that a cell phone battery might also be affected. Can ghosts find their way home? Yes. Ghosts can find their way home to their former residence, just as they can find their way to heaven or away from this plane. Can they follow you? Absolutely. It is believed that hitchhiker ghosts can follow a person for a variety of reasons an attraction, revenge, or for possible help. So, yes, ghosts can follow you. Can they harm you? Yes. No, it's not common, they can harm you. Can ghosts have sex? Yes. Even through disembodied, some ghosts are believed to still have strong sexual appetites and may try to find gratification. Victims of sexual perverse ghosts have reported waking to an invisible, weighted presence on top of them. In case of spirit possession, the ghost cohabits another body and could have sex while in the body, but it's a bit strange and unusual experience. Can ghosts haunt new homes and houses? Yes. The age of the house does not determine whether or not it will be haunted for spirits. Through the more history associated with the place, the better chance of supernatural activity. Keep in mind, though, that a recently departed loved one could choose to take up residence with family or friends, no matter if they lived in a new house or an old house. Ghosts haunt new or old houses just the same. Can ghosts imitate voices? Absolutely. It is believed that disembodied voices can vary from growls to high pitched screams. It seems very plausible that mischievous ghosts can lie and impersonate voices of the living. We have heard stories of ghosts calling people by name in a voice similar to a family member. Can they interfere with electronics? Absolutely. There have been many stories about ghosts interfering with varying electrical devices. It is believed in many cases that their energy can be disruptive to electronic devices. The spirited disruption may be accidental or possibly on purpose. For example, we had batteries being drained and electronics mysteriously malfunctioning while investigating haunted places with highly activated ghosts. Now, can ghosts influence your dreams? Yes, ghosts and spirits of the deceased have long been known to haunt the dreams of the living, so it would be seen that influencing, messaging those whom they haunt occurs more often than one might recognize. Can they kill animals? Maybe. Truth be told, we just don't know if ghosts can kill animals. Ghosts are known to be able to make physical contact, such as pushing and scratching, but whether or not they would be enough to cause the death of an animal is only conjecture. Death by fright is a possibility for animals that are more frail. Can ghosts kill other ghosts? No, because ghosts cannot die as they are external spirits. Therefore, it would be impossible for a ghost to kill another ghost. But can a ghost kill you? Absolutely. Maybe. The answer could depend upon the ghost might attempting to do so. Ghosts reportedly can make a physical contact, such as pushing people or clawing them. But whether or not a spirit push come to shove to the point of death is only postulation, such as pushing people or clawing. We know people who have been harmed by pushing to the point that the victim fell and got hurt. As another scenario to the purpose, we might assume that if a ghost possessed a person to the point of influencing the decision, essentially overcoming the victim's mind and thoughts, it could be possible for a ghost to kill the host body, such as through suicide. Can they latch on to you? Yes, this is known as ghost attachment. The influence lost souls can have over the living will vary in strength. If a ghost latches onto you, it's time to get help. Can ghosts leave footprints? Yes, people have reported finding mysterious footprints or handprints at haunted locations that were not believed to be made by someone alive. So it might be possible that some tracks are left by phantoms. Some ghost investigators will spread baby powder or flour on the floor to attempt to capture tracks or messages from ghosts. Can ghosts lie? Yes, they can. Ghosts are people, and people lie. They make mistakes, they have a range of thoughts and emotions that guide them, so why would it be any different in the spirit world? Can ghosts move objects? Yes, they can. Moving objects has been long associated with hauntings. Some ghosts are thought to be able to move inanimate objects. Can ghosts make you sick? Yes. People who reside in haunted dwellings often recount stories of feeling nauseous, weak, or sometimes being seriously ill. This can go hand in hand with attachment or possession by earthbound spirits. Ghosts can use one to feel sick. They can they open doors? Absolutely. We all know that. Whether or not ghosts can move the handle or latch seems to be debatable. But there have been reports of ghosts opening doors for centuries. When doors or cabinets, cupboards, and rooms are often seen on their own or by something unseen, it's been a commonplace to believe the energy of a human soul, a ghost, is to blame. Can ghosts play music? Yes, they can. But it depends upon what you mean by playing music. Ghosts have long been known to have been able to turn appliances on, such as radios and stuff like that. So items that play music certainly could be manipulated, it would seem. Non-electrical music boxes and toys have also made chilling sounds on their own, their haunted locations. Maybe spirit influence. Tales of invisible singing, humming, and whistling have also been associated with some haunts. Now, can a ghost possess you? Yes, it can, believe it or not. Ghost possession is not well known and often thought to be demonic in nature, but becoming possessed by a ghost is very real, frightening experience. Sometimes it can be called an attachment. Can ghosts protect you? Yes, they can. Some ghosts are reported to be very protective of loved ones or even for the former possessions. Human nature is human nature, after all. If a ghost is fond of you and if you are in danger, your special guardian might try and protect you. Can ghosts read minds? No. Ghosts can influence our minds by gaining our attention and thus becoming front and center in our thoughts, whether we choose or not to react in fear or make an attempt to understand what the person in um, in spirit may want to solely, do. Ghosts cannot read minds, but they can spy on you. They cannot read your thoughts, especially a person becomes possessed by a spirit. Um, can ghosts ring doorbells? Absolutely. Some who have been troubled by mischievous ghosts have shared stories of having the doorbells rang without anyone physically present at the door. This would be consistent with the belief that ghosts can influence electrical circuits. Can they see us here on Earth? Yes, they can. They can see us. Ghosts are non-reactive with the living, might not be alive, but could be environmentally recorded, such as residual hauntings, psychic impressions. But ghosts that do not react with us could also be mentally oblivious to us, meaning they might not be aware of the present or able to see us at all. Can ghosts scratch you? Yes, they can. Sometimes we receive reports and photos of mysterious scratch marks appearing on people who have been encountered angry ghosts. It is not the norm, but it does happen. Usually, it happens in threes. You get the three scratches, the mark of the Trinity. Sometimes you might get welts. Can ghosts smell? That is not known. We can only surmise that if we do have a nose of flesh, it is likely that we cannot smell, but who knows with the ghosts themselves if they can or not. Can ghosts talk to each other? Yes. Dependent upon the type of ghost, it would appear that specters can communicate with one another. In fact, there are accounts of ghostly pecking order whereby a more dominant ghost may rule the roost, so to speak, over others, submissive spirits. So ghosts can talk to each other at all times. Can a ghost talk to us? Yes, they can. Beyond hearing phantom voices, whispers, messages within dreams, people have noticed that mysterious ghost messages have shown up in audio recordings, like EVPs, in audio electronics such as phonographs, radios. It is also possible to tune out the noise of everyday life, get quiet, and hear spirits without any external devices. Um, can a ghost talk to you in your dreams? Yes, and the message may be uplifting or other times frightening. Um, can ghosts understand different languages? Well, perhaps. If multilingual before death, it would stand to reason that such a person remains so as a ghost or spirit. So we could weigh on the side of ghosts possibly being able to understand different languages. Can a ghost whistle? Absolutely. Can it write notes? Why not? In one of the most notorious tales of haunting, the ghost of the Boar Rectory reportedly wrote notes on the walls, according to the famous ghost investigator Harry Price. In automatic writing, it is believed that spirit takes control over the medium's hand and writes ghostly notes from the spirit world. Um, Last but not least, can dogs and cats see ghosts? Yes. Having examined numerous accounts of individual paranormal experiences, we have found that many of them include descriptions of pets reacting to ghosts, what compels us to conclude that dogs are able to see people in spirit, that the stories of what human witnesses um, have seen at the same time. In other words, the reaction of the dogs were substantiated by confirmation of the supernatural. So that is our show for tonight. I hope you all have enjoyed it. I would like to thank all you guys in chat, as well as Ross Raposo for the Paranormal King Radio Network for having us on. I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving next week to you and all your family. We do have the show off, but Beyond the Grave Radio will be back on December 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And always check Haunted Salem out on Facebook, as well as the website of mysteriesofhauntedsalem.com. So thank you, everybody, and have a great night. That ends this episode of Beyond the Grave Radio with Haunted Salem, where the dead educate the living. Thank you for listening to what the dead had to say. All the stories mentioned are true, and if interested in more, visit us at mysteriesofhauntedsalem.com.